Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching today. We're back in The Sims 4 for today's video with a speed build of a house inspired by the new Industrial Loft kit. Now I say new Industrial Loft kit. I know it came out a couple weeks ago, and since then we've actually had a spa day refresh, and so it's not quite the newest thing that's come out, but I actually did start this build right when it came out, but life has gotten in the way. I've been incredibly busy, and it's taken me a few weeks to kind of get this together and put out for you guys. So I apologize about that. But before we get into what we are actually building today, if you do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like down below, a comment, let me know what you like, what you don't, what you might want to see next, or just how your day is going. I love chit-chatting with you guys and hearing about what you guys have going on. I really do appreciate it. So getting back to what we are building, the very first thing I want to let you know, I am very aware that the location that we're in right now does not match the thumbnail of the video, and that's because originally I was building this as though it was going to be a kind of industrial cabin kind of thing, like a modern industrial cabin was the idea. And there was a couple reference pictures that I was using, and it ends up turning out nothing like them. But originally that was the idea, and as I got building, I kind of strayed from that a bit, and it ended up looking more just like an industrial house that belonged in like the city or something. So I end up moving it from this lot, which I believe is the Realm of Magic world, if I'm not mistaken, and I end up moving it to, I believe, the Discover University world. And I am so terrible with names and remembering what worlds came with what pack, so I do apologize. If you do know, let me know down below and let me know where I'm actually building. That would be super helpful. But at the very end of the video, you'll see we actually move the entire lot as well as adjust the outside looks, because once we move it to a nice bright sunny lot in the middle of a city, the outside doesn't quite match. It's a little too dark, so I end up replacing the outside siding with some brick and stuff like that just to make it fit in a little bit nicer. This house ends up being a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and with the floor plan down here on the bottom, what I was mainly going for was to wrap the layout around those stairs. I wanted there to be an open staircase when you came in that you kind of had to walk under, but like was unobscured by walls and things like that. I do end up adding railings so that it is a safe staircase, but that is kind of the basis of what I am basing this layout off of. Now, moving on to the kitchen, those base set countertops are phenomenal, and using the Jungle Adventure, I believe, Jungle Adventure appliances, the stove and the fridge, have a very industrial look to them, so they fit in quite nicely. I actually found that there's quite a few base game items that fit the kind of industrial theme, which made this house a bit more easy to kind of completely fill out. Unlike when we got Country Kitchen kit, that kit that came out, we didn't have cottage living yet, and I felt like it was difficult to make an entire kind of cottage or country house with the items that we had, because we really only had a lot of kitchen pieces from the kit. Maybe I'm just missing pieces or not familiar with what we have, but that was the struggle that I had. And you can see here pulling out all of the industrial kit pieces out into the backyard area so that I could make sure I didn't forget anything and kind of utilize as much as I could from the kit itself. I actually really like all the pieces that came with the kit itself. I'm not super crazy about the planter. That's probably the only piece that I was kind of on. I don't know. It's not really my thing. It's kind of really large, and I don't know. There's something about it that I don't like very much. So I ended up not using that. But I did end up using the Country Kitchen. Oh, is that Country Kitchen? Yes. Yeah, the Country Kitchen cabinets above the countertops there. I felt like they had kind of a worn worn look to them and kind of fit in, whereas with all the other decor that's in the house, they don't quite look country. They look like they kind of fit in. I also really like them because they've got clutter on the shelves, so it makes the build look a little more interesting, a little more full and lived in super easily. So I really like using those. I love the new couch and the new side sitting chair that came out as well. That's got like this pipe metal kind of structure to it with the wood and then the leather. I ended up using, this is just like the default swatch. I really like the brown that goes along with, you can kind of see we have like a black, brown, and like orange kind of theme going on because I used that circular orange rug underneath the dining table. And then, oh, did I actually switch it? I might have switched it. I don't remember if I keep this rug or not. But regardless, I like the orange swatch of the new industrial kit rug, as well as like the striped patterns on the rug too. I think they did a good job at including like our normal like black and white swatches, as well as a couple solid patterns. And then of course the actual like striped patterning to the rug. So I think that looks quite nice. Doing a little bit of an entryway here. So right when you come in, there's a little table, and I believe it's a cats and dogs table. I think cats and dogs table with a little mirror on the wall here. I think I put down like some shoes in a box to kind of make it look like this is where you take your shoes off or drop your keys and stuff like that on this little table right next to the bathroom. Now, there is not a bathroom upstairs. Oh, yes, there is. I'm sorry. This is a 2-bathroom, 1-bedroom house. I completely forgot. So I did end up making the downstairs bathroom slightly bigger, as you saw there. So we end up having like a complete guest bathroom downstairs and an entire ensuite upstairs. That's right. I built this a while ago and it's taken me a little bit to do the voiceover, so I forgot. But anyway, I end up turning this upstairs area into like what is like the little loft part. I end up fully enclosing the bedroom, but I leave the kind of upstairs workshop area, office area open to down below. And I really like how that turned out. I do end up moving the fan, so I am aware right now that the fan is floating in the middle of nowhere. So I do end up removing that, which is a little bit of a bummer because I did like it down there. But that's okay. I just needed to make sure it wasn't floating in midair. It looks really, really good over the dining, what is that called? Dining table. Sorry, dining table where I ended up putting it. So that worked out. And I actually do really like the graffiti items that we got in the new industrial kit as well. You can see I used one right there on the outside of the bedroom, where that kind of area, if you were down below and looking up, there's the 2 lights and the graffiti kind of on the wall, which I think looks really, really cool. I'm really happy with that. There are concrete floors all throughout the house, which I just felt really matched the industrial feel. If you're worried about, floor being cold or something like that, I just imagine that like places like the bathroom have the heated floor in them. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but they'll run like heated coils underneath like tiles and stuff in expensive houses if you can pay for it. But then that way the floor is nice and warm and it's not cold on your feet when you get out of the shower, when you get up in the morning and stuff like that. So I kind of imagine that maybe that's the case. You can see here that I did try again to use the industrial windows, the ones that came with the kit, but I don't know. I really wish we got more windows with the kit, like this additional this window with an additional square one that matched it so you can make it taller. I wish we got another like smaller square rectangle one, square or rectangle one, and I think the Sims team has come out and said that they are going to be releasing that with like a future update to the pack. I just think honestly they should have had it in the kit when it first originally came out. I think that they dropped the ball on that one, to be honest. But overall, I really do like the kit. I love getting little snippets of new build buy items. I think that that's awesome. In that, when I play The Sims, what I like to do the most is build. So of course I do like build buy kits or build buy content when it does come out. I'm really happy with how the bedroom came out, but I don't spend a lot of time cluttering / detailing the bedroom. I do keep it pretty simple. I probably could have gone back and done like a side lamp or something like that, but I kind of liked it being a little bit simple, just with a couple things on the wall here and there. Maybe the sim is a neat freak and, and they don't like clutter all over the place. But I did think that this sim would be like a creative sim. So probably a single sim, right, that lives here. Some sort of creative, maybe a writer, maybe a painter or something like that. Because I think I do end up putting an easel up in that little office area as well, right inside from the balcony to the outside. But that was kind of my idea for who would live here. And then, there's an upstairs bathroom and ensuite for whoever lives here, but then also the bathroom downstairs, if you did have like a guest over, maybe the sofa is a pull-out sofa, or they could just sleep on the sofa, or the sim has an air mattress or something like that, for guests, and the guests have their own bathroom without having to go upstairs to utilize the upstairs bathroom. So I thought that was nice. I used this plant, I think it's from Dine Out. I use the Dine Out plant basically in every room, and normally I try not to do that because it's very apparent like how repetitive it gets, but it fits so well and I like it so much. I just ended up using it. It's in the office, it's in the bedroom, it's in the dining area. It's all over this house, so apologies about that, but I did end up using a lot of different packs for this build. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make a couple builds that are very limited in packs, because I do try to upload everything that I build to the gallery, and I know it's quite difficult for some of you guys in that you don't have all of the packs and it's quite expensive to get all of the packs. So I'm going to try to do some builds that are base game in 1 pack or 3 packs or something like that. I think it might be a nice challenge for me as well. So let me know what your favorite packs are, actually, now that I think about it. Which packs do you own? Because I want to build with packs that are owned by the majority of you guys, and that way you guys can possibly use them more than, having to download and lose items and stuff like that inside of the build. But yeah, let me know what you think. I've had a couple questions on where our Let's Play is, Kyla's Let's Play. I do intend to continue it. Unfortunately, I took on a couple more projects at one time than I could realistically manage, so I apologize about that. But on the channel, as you'll see, we have some Planet Zoo content that's been coming out, some Jurassic World Evolution content, because we're gearing up for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And with the release of Jurassic World Evolution 2, Prehistoric Kingdom coming up next year, I'm kind of gearing up and preparing for a couple things over there, which is kind of why Kyla took a back seat for a little bit. But I do intend to continue her Let's Play. I honestly didn't have a whole lot of time for her, and I apologize about that, but hopefully she'll be back very, very soon, because I want to continue her Let's Play. I want her to get married and have kids, and then we can continue them. And yeah, so we'll see how we go. All of this foliage and stuff, you can just ignore. We end up deleting it all when we move over to the outside. When we move over to the new world and redo the outside. I did want to leave it in though, because I never know what is going to inspire you guys. I watch videos sometimes and the creators will build something and then they'll delete it and replace it, but what they originally built inspires me for a different project or something like that. So I did want to leave it in, one, because of that. I never know what's going to inspire you guys. Maybe you guys are working on a cabin, and although you don't like the actual cabin itself and what I've built, the surrounding foliage might inspire you for what kind of foliage you're looking for your cabin. And 2, honestly, just to show you guys that I don't sit down and build perfectly all the way through the first time. I try lots of different things, especially in The Sims 4. I'm still getting used to all the pieces and all the objects and stuff like that we have to utilize, all the furniture and stuff like that. So I have to try a whole bunch of different stuff. I mean, case in point, outside right here in front of the windows here, really struggling for what I want to put there. And it's because I'm really at this point feeling like the house doesn't fit in with its surroundings. And that is the major struggle for me right now, is that I really just don't feel like it fits in. And I knew I wanted to use like these vines that we got with cottage living, but then they don't really match the foliage that's around. And I don't know. Like I said, at this point is when I was struggling. So we have a couple more minutes and then we jump into actually moving the house. And you guys will see how much better I think it looks. And I didn't know what to put in front of those windows. Eventually, I think I end up putting nothing, to be honest. When we move it over, I think it looks good just having those big front windows open. But I do end up at some point putting a fence around the front with a little gate, kind of as an enclosed front patio area. And that way, you know, it kind of encloses the barbecue and the little seating area in front. So you have a nice little front patio. Since there's not really a backyard, which in this build, in this world rather, doesn't fit really well, because I imagine if you're living out here somewhere in the country, you'd have a lot of area to be outside, be with nature, because that's kind of the point of living in an area like this. When we move it over to the city, it makes a little bit more sense, which we're gonna do basically any second now. I'm watching the video play, and I know we get up to a certain point and then it cuts dramatically over to the new world. There we go, perfect. So you can see here, I moved it over. It's much brighter, much lighter in this world here, and the very first thing I do is change the outside wallpaper. So I'm going through all the different brick options, and I ended up liking this brick with like the kind of like the painted weathered white brick on the bottom. So the entire build is actually brick. It's just the upstairs is the exposed brick and the downstairs is kind of like the painted brick. I think this color scheme fits the build so much better, so much better. I liked the reference picture I was using, but it just, I don't know, a couple things just didn't come together and it didn't sell it for me. So I'm much, much happier with the build now here. And I feel like things like the vines and the trees that I end up putting around the house just fit so much better and make it look more like just an industrial house that's, you know, that's here on the city. Maybe this was an old business building that they turned into a house or something like that. I mean, it doesn't quite look like that, but maybe that's the idea. Utilizing these vines kind of to make it look like it's an older building, so it's been here for a while. But yeah, so that is about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As we wrap it up here, there will be some end cinematics or end pictures for you to take a look at the completed build all together. I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you did enjoy the video, do remember, leave a like down below. It really helps me out in letting me know what content you do and don't like, as well as helping promote the video on YouTube and helping the success of the video. So I really do appreciate that support as well. And until next time, I will talk at you guys in the next video. Bye!